Hi, I'm Vince Speedmark 2. Welcome back to my Constellation Space program. Now, what you see here is you see Bob Kerbin inspecting one of the two rovers that we dropped in our landing. Over there in the background, you can see the other rover. What's happened is I started shooting this probably about 20 minutes ago, and halfway through that, I realized that I didn't actually have the microphone plugged in. So all you've got is loads of this kind of thing, where I'm supposed to be telling you something, but there's no sound. So I thought, well, I'll get rid of all that and just start from here and quickly explain what's been going on. So when we landed, we damaged one of the rovers, that one over there, and what we damaged was one of the two of these forward solar panel arrays. So that's now functioning on just the back two panels and these four auxiliary panels on the side there. And from now on, we shall refer to that as the bad rover. The good rover, is looking pretty good actually, pretty intact. Bob is going to get on board and drive it over to pick up another Kerbal for a work detail. Get on board, Bob. Now, driving on Duna, that, as I found out from driving the bad rover, is proving a bit difficult because, well, first of all, I've got to lock the steering, but because Duna has such low atmosphere and the brakes on these things are crazy good, if you try and brake too suddenly, you just flip over end, which wouldn't have happened on Kerbal because gravity would have stopped the back end from coming up over the front end. But we're not on Kerbin anymore, we're on Duna, so we'll have to deal with that. I was kind of hoping there's a way of, I don't know, say, disabling the brakes, but apparently there isn't, so this is what we've got. You've got to brake as slow as possible, really. I mean, look at that, from 4 meters per second, the back end kicks up anyway. Right, so let's pick a buddy Kerbal. Okay, where are we? And what we're doing at the moment is we are going to, God, as long as it's not maxi. What we're doing is we're getting all the rovers together, so we're picking up the pressurized rover from about 100 meters away. So we're going to give, who is this? Landlo. We're going to give Landlo a lift up over there. So far I've found the best way to stop is a gradual slowing down by pushing the reverse button, and that doesn't slow you down any too quick. Okay, so here we are. Okay, so here we are. All the rovers are parked up. Let's just tidy up this rover over here, which is currently unmanned, which is odd. Jeb drove that here, didn't he? Okay, we can fix that. Okay, so whilst that's going on, I will explain what else has been going on. So we've prepared the ascent vehicle for launch. We've transferred all the fuel over from the outpost into the ascent vehicle. As you can see, we are pretty much on full fuel. The only tank that's not completely full is the bottom tank, which is actually only missing 27 units of liquid fuel and about 37 of oxidizer for some reason. We've also stolen the majority of the monopropellant and put it into the ascent vehicle. There's still some monopropellant left in the outpost just to restock the Kerbin's EVA tanks, but besides that, this thing is ready to go back into space whenever the guys are ready. Jeb's obviously on board at the moment, and what he's doing is he's just checking the systems out, deploying the panels, making sure everything's good to go. And this is the outpost. There's no one on board the outpost at the moment, I don't think. So we will stick who I believe is Chadbus. Yes, Chadbus Kerbin up there, and he can check the systems of the outpost. Yet another thumbnail shot for YouTube. So here we are then. Outpost is fully set up now. The guys are milling about, having a bit of a chat, catching up. Kerbin's just gone down behind the eastern hills over there, so it's pretty much Duna night time at the moment. So the guys might turn in, have a nap, and we will probably do some science in the morning. Okay, so here we are on Duna. I'm going to speed up, let the sun go down, and start the science fresh tomorrow morning. The sky above Duna. And here we are. Well, tomorrow afternoon. Kerbin's aren't very early risers. Right, well, we can do some science now. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get one of the Kerbin's in this fine outpost. Probably going to be Bob and Chadbus, two of the Kerbin's. We're going to go out in the pressurised rover. And they're going to drive over to one of the nearby hills just to see that on there, probably just see how it differs from the rest of Duna, or from this part of Duna. And that's pretty much going to be all the science missions, I guess. There'll be more like that, but I shan't show loads of footage of Kerbin's driving around Duna, because that would be not very good. Okay, so here we are. We're now pretty much opposite the valley that we landed in, about 4 kilometers away. We've got Chadbus and Bob going for a drive around Duna. Let's have a stop and get out, have a bit of a walk around. Really, I'm not going to show too much of the stuff on Duna because, obviously, because it's not a career game. There's not really much to do except for drive around, and you don't really want to see that. A little bit vain of Chadbus there, but he's going to name that hill after himself. Well, Bob didn't even get out. Never mind. Okay. As you can see, his eye cup there, just above us, not too far away. Actually, it's quite big. And obviously, Dune and Wasteland. So 2 exploring heroes coming back into camp on the first of what I'm sure will be many science missions around the planet before they've got to go back to Kerbin. Like I said, I'm not going to show those because, let's face it, it's Duna and it looks pretty much the same at the moment. Until Squad decides to do something about fleshing the planet out a bit. That's annoying. For anyone that may not have guessed, we're actually almost there. Anyone that may not have guessed, this is my advanced technology large aperture telescope. It's the last few bits of science points I need, and I'm just out of the required orbit. Let me just see if we can use RCS to correct that. It'll take a while. Okay, so here we are, just making the last minute adjustments. And we should be able to get it. Not enough. Should be able to get it pretty much exactly where we need it. Okay, I'm having a glitch with my orbit trails at the moment. They're not showing up in map mode, as you can see, for any parts of the solar system, so never mind. But yeah, so this is the advanced technology large aperture space telescope, Atlas. I've gone for the 8-meter parabolic mirror, so there's a mirror there represented by that big blue patch, which is actually just a piece out of the procedural fairings mod, and obviously another piece of procedural fairing to make the telescope barrel, and photovoltaic panels, and finally we can deploy our communications array. And here we are, advanced technology large aperture telescope. So that should be my last few science points. And if you turn the RCS off, you can pretty much point it at any part of the sky you want. Okay, so obviously there's stuff going on Duna. This is now up in orbit around the Sun at, as you can see, 1508.164 and 1508.32. So that's pretty much Kerbola stationary orbit, so it's in a stationary orbit around the Sun. Duna, that's pretty much going to have wound down now. We're going to be ready to return to Kerbin, and that's what's going to be happening next episode. Is we're going to be finishing up the science of Duna and packing up and getting everyone back to Kerbin. I've been Vince Speedmark 2, and thank you for watching this episode.